Hey, this is Stephen Watson. I'm directly under an RF cellular tower, 5G, whatever you want to call it. And you see all those little things on the top of the tower. Various companies, cellular companies, even our own government, rents space there. So there's no telling what's on these cell towers. But today, I got two RF meters. Safe and Sound Pro 2, and I got a Narda. It's a Radman by Narda. And these are used by people who work on cell towers. The reading there is kind of low, but I'll show you right underneath a cell tower. If I turn this on, the reading below a cell tower is not going to be as high as if I move away and I'm in the direct line of these, cellular things, emitters or whatever they are on top. See, I'm below the tower, so I'm not in a direct path of these things, that could shoot signals at my cell phone or whatever, RF signals. So here we are. If you look at the readings, I'm going to move away so I get a clear shot. They're not that high, and as I move away from the tower, you're going to see it climb. So we're moving away. There we go, that's better. Moving away from the tower. And you see it climb right here. See how high it climbed? It's at 50,000, now it's at 500,000. And the tower is right here. We're in the direct line of where these signals can hit us. We're at like 500,000 right here. It's right next to an apartment complex. There's a cell tower. I was right underneath it where a signal is not going to shoot straight down. But right now I'm in the direct line of RF signals from this tower, and it shot straight up. And if I move closer, it's going to go down. Let me hit the reset button. There we go. If we're directly underneath the tower, where a signal is not going to shoot straight down because we're directly underneath it, you get a low signal. See, we're directly underneath the tower. There's the tower right there. We're directly underneath it. And as I move away from the tower, you see it shoot straight up. The RF signal. RF signal is going to shoot up. So we're moving away. Here it goes. You see it? See the increase in RF? It went from 50,000 to 20,000 all the way up to 500,000. Look how extreme it is right here. See how extreme it is? There's the tower in the distance. See how extreme it is right there? If I move closer underneath the tower, you see the blinking starts to calm down a bit. As I'm moving closer underneath the tower. So you get less RF exposure if you're right underneath the tower. Like right here, about 10 feet away, They go to reset button, you get way less exposure. Look at that. You get way less exposure if you're right underneath a cell tower. And you can see how much power these cell towers are using. They have these big, you know, electric power banks or transformers that feed all this electricity to those creepy cell towers. And if you're right underneath it, you get less exposure. If you move away, I'm moving away from the tower. The tower's in the distance. I'm moving away from the tower. And it's going to get more extreme. The RF exposure. Look at that. Shot up from 50,000. Look how it's blinking really fast right here. I'm direct line of path of the cell tower. Getting shot with all these microwaves. 500,000. So hopefully people have learned something about cell towers. And look at all these people in this apartment. They're just getting roasted by this cell tower right here. They say it's non-ionizing, but you could look at that. It shot up to almost 1 million. Right here, look at that. The max almost shot up to 1 million right here. Direct line of path of the cell tower. Almost 1 million. So if you're in the direct line of path of these towers, you're not right underneath it, you get exposed to more RF. So extreme, look at that. It's almost a tone. It's so extreme right now. The cell tower is right there. Look at all that RF. What's being put on these towers? That's what you need to ask your congressman. Who's renting space on these towers? Is it just cellular companies or Department of Defense, Homeland Security, contractors, defense contractors? You know, Lockheed Martin 5G, military.5G. How extreme it is, look at that. I actually get exposed to more RF way out here than right underneath the tower.